Aloha and welcome to my latest episode of the TEW2020 beta. You join us for some more C-verse action with Total Championship Wrestling, and with that intro you've probably had an idea which anime series I've been watching the past 2-3 days while playing some TEW. As we continue to wait for the full game to launch, which is still expected at this time of recording as the 14th of May, we're going to be going on with our go home show here before ticking on towards the pay-per-view in our next video. And as I say, we'll keep going until the beta runs out, the time allocated that we get, and then we'll make a decision whether this carries on or whether we just go to some real world stuff. I've been kind of looking about, testing out a few people's mods, just really seeing which I feel is the best balance. It's always tricky with the likes of AEW and NXT because of obviously the USA Network and TNT. They tend to drop them quite easily, so just really seeing what kind of works. But as I say, that stuff's all going to come when the full game comes out, and of course, carrying on with the 1983 series, of course, we'll get January already on the channel, February's show will be up shortly, and then when the full game's out, it's all systems go. I am absolutely looking forward to that, and again, thank you to Dark Side of the Ring for that particular series. So, C-verse action. It's been a learning curve. I will say as well, if this does interest you, there's a thread on the Grey Dog Software forums that I've been keeping an eye on, the TCW thread. Just really seen some ideas there, if it is MD worth signing, and who kind of people are putting forward, but it's kind of tough to get an idea what you want to do without limitations on a beta, and of course I would want to start afresh when the new game comes out, but again, we'll see what happens. Today's show features 12 segments, and it's a mixture of matches and angles. As I say, we've got a nice 6-man tag to finish the show off, exactly on the 125 minute mark. And yeah, just pushing people on and hopefully having a good show. We are in the Ranch of San Antonio. I've went a wee bit more ambitious here. So still in the Mid-South region. We have been drawing kind of 6,000, but I thought, you know what, it's in a hotbed. If we could maybe push it to 7,000. I like the idea that it says you're expected to get 8, nearly 9,000, but you do get nowhere near that. So I've rather went over than under, because I say I don't think we're really in a financial discipline here, no issues with that. Not ideal that the wrestling industry is really low, 16, and the economy is at 27. But hey, let's the blather none, let's kick on. This is TCW presents Total Wrestling, the Go Home Show. So there we go, biggest attendance, 8,302 at the Ranch of San Antonio. More money in the gates. So we start off this week with the tandem of Laura Catherine Huggins and Freddie Huggins, and obviously picking up the win last week. They're just laughing, they're just saying it's a joke, and it's another loser tonight they're facing in the form of Dean Daniels. This was a very good promo from Laura Catherine Huggins. She clearly enjoyed the freedom of going off script and performing well, and the segment drew a 49 rating. Any negatives? No. That's a good sign. An opening contest was about that had a decent reaction from the crowd, but subpar wrestling, as Freddie Huggins makes it 2 wins from 2, defeating Dean Daniels in 11:40 with the hug and kiss. 54 is not too bad. Unfortunately, we ain't going to see no changes to the grades ain't coming back, and we ain't getting that bigger it seems, so that's a shame. So if you haven't been keeping up to date with the feedback from Adam and the update that we got, confirming what was coming, what wasn't coming, then that is one thing that is sadly not. But anyway, Dean Daniels had a 37 in-ring performance, Freddie Huggins with a 61, and of course the great chemistry between Freddie and Laura Catherine. A few negatives there, holding back, storytelling match of the night, and the unable to use high-risk moves, and of course Dean Daniels for his declining physical ability. We hype up one man that will be participating in our main event, that is the One Man Army, who had a 57 rating, just building them up, hype there. Next up, we had a bout that had a decent reaction from the crowd, but subpar wrestling, and we had Tana the Mighty defeat Nick Booth in 5:46 with a big fat Samoan squash. This was a 59, Tana the Mighty with a 58 compared to the 36 from Nick Booth, and it continues the storyline of Where's the Beef. What I was looking to do here was basically gather some momentum back onto the side of Tana the Mighty and their tag team partner, which I can't remember, against the Behemoths. I know the Behemoths are the tag champs, but basically so when they do collide, there is a bit of kind of who's got the upper hand here, who's getting into this with a wave of momentum. So they gather a bit of momentum, but they celebrate their victory, or celebrate the fact that he's won, and it's Killer Shark and Titan beating down Tara the Mighty and the Mighty Mo, and that is a 57 segment there. Got the crowd hotter, and the storyline sets up perfectly. Could the heels look to retain their tag team championships at TCW's pay-per-view, which I don't even know off the top of my head? Malice in Wonderland. There we go. Next up, we have our avatar, Big Tex avatar. He's introducing Texas Pete again, just getting Texas Pete over a little bit, slowly but surely. Disappointing it was only a 34 rating. Texas Pete is getting better at the gimmick, but it did cool the crowd a little. I seen there was a wee thread on the forums as well. Which avatar did you go with? Or are you looking to use? I just went Big Tex because cowboy hat. That's it, really. And about that had a decent reaction from the crowd, but subpar wrestling. Texas Pete was then in action, and he was the next to defeat Elliot Thomas as he won in 7:34 with a Lone Star drop. Again, just building him up, although the better in-ring performance was from Elliot Thomas, but it's just getting another heel over. Thomas's day will come. It won't be in the beta, and it's a 49 rater here with Big Tex avatar doing some good work at ringside. Usual few negatives here. Now some tag team action. It was a decent matchup that saw Divine Fortune defeat the Elite in 13:38 when Daryl Divine defeated Nate Johnson with a Divine Dream Drop. So the team of Chance Fortune and Daryl Divine over Johnson and Chandler advanced the storyline, which I was looking to do here. They'll probably face off again at the pay-per-view, but 54 was just kind of giving me an idea of what was expected of the tag division. And a tag team specialist bonus there. It's the first time I've seen that between Eddie Chandler and Nate Johnson. Whether that's going to pop up a lot in the real world mods, hopefully over time, but cool to see that there for the first time. Co-main event was about that had good heat and decent reaction as Greg Gage defeated Ed Stone in 18:30 by pinfall. It was the 10th defence of the TCW Television title for Greg Gage. 60 rating, he gets 61 over Ed Stone's 53, who was off his game. But again, good victory for him. A few negatives there. I wonder if the holding back's probably because we were on not a throwaway show as such, but not on pay-per-view, so I'll take a look into that. The problem is there's so much, see, because it still doesn't allow tracking with your mouse, it still has to be, you get at least the D-pad kind of thing on your keyboard, but until I get usage with the mouse to scroll, it's still annoying for me. So I'll have a look and make sure that all options are fine. Next up, Greg Gage cuts a promo just hyping up, saying I've beat this, this jobber, I'm going to beat Benny Benson, and I'm going to keep defending this championship until, well, I'm bored it and I want that big one. So the storyline continues, it gains a bit of heat, it got the crowd hotter, setting them up for our main event of the evening. So we see the heels, Wolf Hawkins, Jay Chord and Joshua Taylor just basically forming an alliance. I love this angle so much, to use it all the time. Wolf Hawkins came out of it looking good, the crowd got hotter as the heels plotted the downfall potentially of the babyfaces in the main event, which had fantastic heat and good wrestling. And it was the babyfaces of Aaron Andrews, Sammy Batch and One Man Army who defeated Wolf Hawkins, Jay Chord and Joshua Taylor in 2036 when Aaron Andrews pinned Joshua Taylor with a flying body press. So a 79 rating is very good for the main event, I think. Best ratings there, Hawkins, Chord and Andrews. But it was good to get something like One Man Army in the main event. Joshua Taylor taking the pinfall is quite cool as well, because then it says like he's happy to put people over. But a 79 is good, and it gives your baby faces all the momentum in the world going in to Malice in Wonderland. Overall the show was a 74, but it did increase our popularity in 10 regions, and a good gate puts us in a good position. So I'm happy with that. It's a positive show. As I say, I'm not necessarily wanting positive shows all the time because real life wrestling is inconsistent, but until I get an idea of what's actually happening with half of these C-verse kind of wrestlers, it's just getting a wee bit of confidence show by show. Show was great, drew a lot of praise, which is good to see. Brent Hill says that Elliot Thomas is good, should push him, more than likely. $4,000 for our drug tests, and a 1.76 for TCW Presents Total Wrestling. So overall, I'm happy with that. If I just quickly jump in here, top 100s. That's not ideal, I don't know which one. Well, 74 there, so they're all over 70, they're all green, so that's good to see. Second best match as well with 79, so you can see there where the kind of main eventers are, and then that's the lower card. So it's really just a case of, you know, getting over the main guys and just allowing these people to build up over time. But I'm still happy. There's 20 matches in this. I'm trying to think how many matches I've probably booked on this game already. Maybe about 150 or 200, but it's again booking matches. And as I say, one thing I wanted to try and do was look to get the achievements in this game as well. I forgot we signed him. I've signed Avalanche Takano, just in case we play long term, because there's potential. If we get him over, there's massive potential. If not, well, it's cool to sign somebody used to the contracts. So that's it for this particular episode. Again, in the comments section, if you can let me know if I'm doing alright, or how you would book TCW. I don't know if a match card for TCW Malice and Wonderland. There'll be a few matches that I kind of booked on the fly, but you can imagine we'll just be going along with the storylines plus adding 1 or 2 more matches. But apart from that, let me know how you're finding the beta, as we're now in public beta number 13. Likely by the time this goes live to be heading into 14. And has it changed your mind? Are you still looking to buy it? Let me know what you think, and let me know what you think of the potential Money in the Bank coming up this week. I'm going to give my predictions right now. I'm going for Aleister Black in the men's, and in the females I'm going with Shayna Baszler. The reason I don't think Baszler wins is if Nia Jax absolutely takes her out somewhere in corporate headquarters. But I would say for me now, looking at it, Aleister Black just makes more sense, because the Raw one's kind of mostly people that are kind of don't need it. Aleister Black, does he need it? I don't really know, because he's kind of over enough the way wrestling is just now, but I think he wins it in Baszler. But it's an interesting time, because there's a great opportunity for WWE, although the ratings aren't quite there, but they can debut so many people and they're going to be established on the roster by the time crowds get there. So while Summit can be born, it's probably for the best for the likes of the Forgotten Sons especially, because I don't think they'd have been taken too well if it was debuted in front of a crowd, so it's getting them established. And a few others. I say it's a great opportunity, like Austin Theory, Angel Garza is getting a real opportunity now, although he did debut when there were crowds, and the same again with the likes of Brendan Vink and Shane Thorne. I think it's a real good opportunity if they can really get going. And what I will say, what a masterstroke bringing back MVP, honestly. Get that guy in a longer contract. If he's happy to give up wrestling and just do managerial roles and talk shows, absolutely perfect. But apart from that, cheers for watching. A wee thumbs up is deeply appreciated. If you are new at the channel, a wee sub goes a long way, and it allows you to see more content as it does appear. Basically, the WWE stuff will start when the full game comes out, as will the AEW stuff, as will some other stuff, and of course WWE 1983. Final plugs, because there is that many. TWDV, check them out on Twitter to get to their website, mods, skins, everything up there uploads as well, of other folks' YouTube channels. Other YouTube stuff can be seen on Fantasy Booker subreddit. I try and frequent on there as much as possible. More of a reader than a poster, but as I say, there's a lot of stuff on there for that. And of course, Grey Dog Software forums, you'll get every beta patch and a lot of discussion on the game, plus written diaries, which, as I say, can be really good. Honestly, some of the written stuff's absolutely fantastic, and I hope they don't mind that I post my stuff in there. So cheers for watching. Most importantly, guys, stay safe, and hopefully we'll speak soon. Bye bye.